Hello guys and welcome to Total War Warhammer 2. Today we're going to be starting a new Mortal Empires World Domination campaign after you guys voted for it in the latest poll. What that means is we're going to be taking every single settlement on the map. Now this World Domination is going to be a little bit different to usual. I wanted to try out a couple of mods. The first is the No Climate Penalties Mod, which is pretty self-explanatory, and the No Extra Upkeep mod, which removes the negative upkeep modifier that you get from owning multiple armies. And the reason for using both of these mods is not to make the game easier, but in fact to make the game less tedious in the late game, which should make the later episodes of the campaign much more interesting to watch. So I read your suggestions for Lords, and it turns out that the popular choice was none other than Lokhir Fellheart. And I believe that's who we're going to play. So, he's a Dark Elf. He shares their race attributes of the Black Arcs, Slaves, and Murderous Prowess. Although I think he has different victory conditions to the standard Dark Elves. He is the Kraken Lord and the leader of the Blessed Dread, and has some interesting faction effects, including 2 extra suitable climates, which isn't really going to affect things too much because of our mods. The Sacrifice to Anathrema, which replaces the Sacrifice to Mathlan, which improves Corsairs and Calabdus units. He gets extra income from slave pens and slave markets, and instead of that Sacrifice to Mathlan, which is what you used to use to get Black Arcs, now every time he owns a new major port, it will allow the recruitment of a Black Arc. His Lord effects are minus upkeep for Black Arc Corsair units in his army, and his additional starting units are Feral Manticores, Black Arc Corsairs, and Dark Shards. We're going to of course keep the campaign and battle difficulty on very hard. Let's jump straight in. The Kraken Lord of Karondkar sets sail across the Great Ocean with plunder and slavery in his sights. The realms of man, Asur, lizard and beast are all hunting grounds for his reaving, and none shall stand in his way.
Fearless and daring Lord Fellheart, your presence here in the lands of Lustria will reap you great rewards, ready to ship back to Karondkar. To the north, beyond the ruins of your hated kin, Teclis resides within the Star Tower. Teach him a lesson for straying too far from home. In the lands beyond, cohorts of lizard men worship the sun within their vast temple cities. They hold many treasures in their vaults. They shall be yours soon enough, my lord. To the south, the city of Itza is a mere relic of its former glory. Yet a great source of power rests here. One powerful enough to raise an entire city from this world. The lizard men are not alone here. Lord Skrolk of Clan Pestilence scurries his forces through the various tunnels and caves, corrupting everything he touches. You have already taken Chupayotl, the city of lost gold, Lokhir. Now the rest of Lustria awaits with dismay, as your Corsairs are unleashed from the Tower of Blessed Dread.
Welcome to the campaign. The Blessed Dread, how they play. Black Arcs. Unlike others among his Dark Elf kin, Lokhir Fellheart may summon a mighty Black Arc after occupying a major port. As more are required, the number of Black Arcs available for recruitment will increase accordingly. These powerful floating fortresses can be used to raise armies, recruit units, and support invasion forces with aerial bombardments. Rights. The Right of Anathrema exclusively benefits Lokhir's faction by improving the stats and attributes of naval units such as Black Arc Corsairs and the Calabdus. Slaves. The Dark Elf factions capture slaves in battle, which will provide additional income but can negatively affect public order. Slaves can be sacrificed to perform rites. Chapter objective issued. King of Corsairs. Lokhir Fellheart has dominated the seas for so long that he can barely picture his homeland far to the north, the frozen lands of Nagaroth. He must eventually return to Karun-Kar before the other noble houses make a move against his family in his absence, but knows that he must first expand his holdings overseas lest he look weak when he arrives. Let's have a look at the objectives for Lokhir Fellheart, because we'll likely focus on these first before going for the complete world domination. We've got to maintain control of 25 provinces, either by direct ownership or through vassals and military allies. Got to destroy the Vampire Coast, Order of Lawmasters, Clan Pestilence, Lothern, Avalon, the Dreadfleet, and Nagaroth. No small task, that's for sure. Control any 17 of the following settlements. That is quite a few, and that's going to take us all over the world. Ensure that 5 of the following buildings are being constructed: the Fiery Pits of Sacrifice, Slave Traders' Palaces, the Black Tower of Malekith, Vandalized Court of the Everqueen, Sanctum of Quintex, Shrine of the Widowmaker. That's interesting because it means that we're going to have to go and take back all of the Elven land, the Dark Elven land, which is currently nowhere near us at the moment, because these are buildings that are unique to certain settlements up north. The capture 25,000 battle captives will just come as we do more battles. Construct 3 of each of the following buildings: Gargantuan Black Ark, which is just the highest level Black Arks we can get, and then maintain 30 of the following type, which is Black Ark Corsairs or Black Ark Corsairs with Handbows. I'm really not a fan of Black Ark Corsairs with Handbows, honestly. I don't think they're very good. I much prefer to like specialise between Dark Shards and Black Ark Corsairs. We've got some interesting bonuses here. Reach rank 5 with Lokhir Fellheart, kill 1,000 enemies in battle, research 2 technologies, capture 600 battle captives, and perform the sacrifice to Anathrema. How much do we need to do that? So this is our slaves. The rights, we need 400, and that gives us extra armor-piercing missile damage for Black Ark Corsair units. 100%. Well, how much is the base damage? 23, so that would go up to 46. The armor-piercing missile damage is 3. What, so that would give us 6 armor-piercing missile damage? It's not even that good. It looks so good on here, but it's really not that good. Causes fear for Corsair units and attributes stalk for Corsair units. The 20 armor for Calibdis, it would be pretty nice later on. Okay, so what are we going to do to begin with? Well, we could attack the Marks of the Old One. I assume it's owned by the Skaven. If not, then we're probably missing a trick. But I think I'm just going to spend this turn recruiting. We can recruit because we are in range of the Black Ark. So I think that's what we're going to do. We'll just grab a couple Black Ark Corsairs for this turn, and then we'll attack them. Because it seems they have quite a lot of units, and they will have the garrison there as well. So we'll just take a turn to chill. In the main settlement, do we need the conscription halls? I guess if we have them there, then we can also recruit, I think, from the settlement at the same time as the Black Ark. So that would be useful once we take the Marks of the Old Ones, because it will provide that building to the entire province rather than just the region. So we don't want to recruit a new Black Ark. We can't recruit any heroes yet. Let's have a look at our building browser. Is there anything special here? Of course, we will want to get the gold smelter at some point in Chupayotol, but nothing else crazy that we haven't seen before. Okay, we do have research available. most likely going to go down the battle as business route. The extra income from raiding and extra income from post-battle loot will help us out throughout the entire game. That actually goes on to naval training, which might be worth getting sooner than later, which gives us extra recruit rank for Black Ark Corsairs. There's chartered piracy as well, which is minus upkeep for Black Ark Corsairs. That would be an extra 5% on top of the minus 50% that we get from Lokhir. The ones on the bottom are nice as well, the continuous slave supply and the exploit feuds, which is extra public order. Public order is always something we want to focus on early, as it does help us out with rebellions in the late game. So, that's everything we can do, I think. We got our admiral here. I would like to give these Black Ark Corsairs potentially to Lokhir, but at the same time, Black Arks do need their own armies, otherwise the AI loves to come along and destroy them, which is really quite irritating, especially considering they work like hordes where they have their own growth, and therefore losing a Black Ark, you lose all of the progress of the growth, and yeah, not ideal. Okay, yeah, everything's done, let's move on to the next turn. Yeah, we don't have any agents at the start, which is a bit unfortunate. I'd like to have like a sorceress. Maybe worth trying to get a building that allows us to early on. Yeah, looks like they definitely own that Manfester. Otherwise they wouldn't have been able to enter it. What I'm likely to do is just fast forward most turns throughout this campaign. And the key will be just destroying factions one by one to reduce the end time of the turn.
Admiral of Kar's fleet.
I'm hoping that this is enough to attack.
Underway.
Looks like it is. And the balance of power is grossly in our favour. But I tell you what, guys, we're actually going to jump in and play this out ourselves, because I do want to have a good look at our units. Now this will probably be much harder to play than to auto-resolve, because Black Ark Corsairs with handbows are pretty terrible in-game as opposed to how they are represented on the auto-resolve. But that's okay. Let's have a look. We've got the Manticore here, our feral Manticore. Looking very mean. Good old Lokhir back here with his blades. Oh boy, look at that stance. And his cape that just swings in the breeze. That mask is badass though. Then he's got his dread spears in front. The Black Ark Corsairs, of course. Those are the Black Ark Corsairs with handbows. We've got the dark shards there. These are the standard Black Ark Corsairs. And then these are bleak swords. Okay. Nice bleak battlefield to start off. Let's just move these to the front and spread them out. And on the flanks we'll have our Black Ark Corsairs with the dark shards behind. I'm likely just going to play from like left to right. Dude, let's do that. We'll just shift everything over here. That way we can probably play off this terrain. Yeah, we can kind of sandwich them in here. Because our Black Ark Corsairs are really good in like melee versus their units in melee. They do have like clan rats and Skaven slaves, so they're just gonna get chewed up. Our Black Ark Corsairs have got the Sea Dragon Cloak. Provides a very light yet incredibly sturdy material for armor. I believe this used to give like missile resistance or something. But they are specifically anti-infantry with their bonus versus infantry, They do get the bonus from the murderous prowess, which is nice. Dark shards are always good. They have armor piercing missile damage. Not that it's going to be too useful here. I think I'm probably going to have like one of my Black Ark Corsairs on the right, honestly. Let's do that. Because what's going to happen currently is they're going to just come in on our flank.
Corsairs.
Right, a good way to win this early would be to kill their lord. So I might have my Manticore and Lokhir just go and kill him, so that we affect their leadership. But let's just go start hitting these Night Runners with the Dark Shards, and they'll probably be forced to come towards us. Let's just move back from the Skaven Slave Slingers, although they're not going to be doing too much damage.
Death is coming. Attack.
Those clan rats I don't think have shields.
No mercy!
Bleak swords. Suffering for all. Nagarothi.
I'm just going to put skirmish on these,
Orders understood.
because they can fire on the move, I believe.
Corsairs.
Yeah, we're engaging now. These Dark Shards really aren't firing very fast at all. And there we go. Skaven Slaves getting ripped to shreds there. We're actually going to be targeted quite heavily on this right hand side. Alright, let's get Lokhir to go in onto Bilefitch Stab. What a name. Alright, we're going to have to pull them back.
Going. The merciless host. The merciless
Right, in we go. Okay, I'm probably going to have these shoot the Skaven Slave Slingers just so we can get rid of them. On this left-hand side, the Black Ark Corsairs, they're in a little bit of trouble. They're getting pretty overwhelmed. But we can, of course, use our Black Ark abilities to help us out. So that's what I'm going to do. The right side looks under control, so we'll just focus these abilities on the left side.
dark shards, as you say.
Alright, how are we doing against this leader?
Lokhir Fellheart.
I need Lokhir to focus on the leader himself.
Done. By your word.
Get the extra attack and melee defense going.
Dark shards.
We also need to kind of activate Murderous Prowess ASAP.
Corsair handbows. Pull back.
Those Dread Spears already running away. Classic.
Druki.
Lokhir Fellheart. Corsairs
And the base units there not doing too well at all, honestly.
Dealers in death.
Now, what's nice about these Black Ark Corsairs with handbows, they are still decent in melee combat. Yeah, we're still looking for the kill onto their leader. Right, and in this engagement we'll start putting down some of these abilities as well. Okay, there comes Murderous Prowess, so we'll be doing a bit more damage now. Extra armor piercing missile damage, extra melee attack, all that good stuff. Alright, their leader's running away, let's just focus on
Corsairs.
killing off these extra units. I guess I can just have these chasing the Night Runners. These are going to be focused on the melee units, so
No mercy.
make sure we're focusing the melee units now. Oh, their leader's coming back, let's just kill him. And my Feral Manticore is just going crazy.
Merciless warriors.
Right, how are the Dark Shards doing? They're doing okay. Go on, kill him off. Kill him off.
Lokhir Fellheart.
You can do it. You can do it, Lokhir. Okay, maybe you can't. Never mind, you're useless. God damn. Alright,
Without question. Orders understood.
push into those clan rats on the right side.
Massacre them. Moving out.
Pretty much won now. We just need to keep hitting them every time they come back. Simple as that. And we do still have the ability to drop some more abilities, so let's just use them up. Very good.
Battle ready. No survivors.
Alright, the leader's completely broken. He's not coming back.
No survivors.
I think that's it. Yeah, great. Victory. Bravo. And we definitely lost more than we would have if we had just auto-resolved. But I'm happy, since I did get to show off the units. I mean, our losses overall aren't actually too bad, considering the numbers difference. Those Black Ark Corsairs, they are certainly fantastic in that scenario. So, plenty of loot gained, lovely, and we will most likely
Scour this place.
just loot and occupy, so we can get ourselves some slaves.
Let the pillage begin.
I'm a little bit worried about the provincial instability,
Spoils for Karen Carr.
but
A better rank.
we can deal with the public order by just going back to Chupiotol at some point. Anyway, we don't need this building here, so we can just demolish that. We'll upgrade or repair the Black Spire here.
Lokhir Fellheart.
Lokhir's leveled up, so we'll go ahead and give him Root Marcher. And this turn, yeah, we should be able to recruit from both pools, so we'll go for Dark Shards, please, and Black Ark Corsairs. Now, Dark Shards are going to cost more, since Lokhir doesn't get the minus 50% upkeep on standard Dark Shards, but they aren't terribly expensive anyway. That's fine. So he's going to get 5 more units. And what we might be able to do is just go over to the Star Tower and wipe out Teclis ASAP. This is Garrison looking like. Southern Sea Guard, archers with light armor. That would be a very difficult battle for sure. But it may be worth just killing him ASAP. And then coming back to clean up the Headhunter's jungle. Right, 3 more turns until Battler's business is complete. Nothing we can do, I don't think, in our diplomacy. I think Clan Skrolk is actually the person who owns the main settlement here, Bigsel. So we're going to have to deal with that eventually. But for this turn, just recruit more units. It looked like Teclis just recruited a butt-ton more units. Wow. I thought I had a lot of recruitment capacity. Of course, the AI on very hard difficulty do get some nice bonuses, that's for sure. But it is important that we do kill these factions sooner than later, because otherwise they will be mighty strong. We have a really difficult starting position. When it said it was going to be hard to begin with, I didn't really consider that we'd be like sandwiched in between Teclis and Lord Skrolk. I guess Skaven would be easiest to take out. Quest issued, the Red Blades. Capture and occupy Karond Kar. So Lokhir's famed dual swords, the Red Blades, have slain many foes for the Corsair King. However, the power imbued within them, drawn from the Inden god Gilgadresh's statue, is failing. The only way to restore the blades to their former state is to regularly gorge them with blood, but not just any blood, but only the blood of the most anguished victims will sate them. For Lokhir, Karond Kar is an obvious target of conquest for these ends. Also known as Slaver's Gate, it is home to many slaves living the final minutes, hours, or days of their pitiful lives as miserable drudges. The readily available blood of these thralls, downtrodden, then sacrificed, shall be more than enough to slake the Red Blades once again. So those red blades give us extra melee attack, weapon strength, sundering attacks, and income from sacking settlements. That's very nice. And 10,000 we get from that. Very nice indeed. Now I'm not sure I want too many more ranged forces, so we're probably just going to focus on filling out the army with Black Ark Corsairs, but at the same time I want to just kill this so that we can kill Teclis.
It is time.
I really wish that I had like a sorcerer, because that would make things much easier for us. So at the marks of the old one, we probably just want to go for the artisan's house for the extra income for now. We'll definitely need walls here, and then whatever else.
Attend me.
Okay. Do I jump on the water? I think I should probably do so.
Blessed dread. Bring fire and terror.
Can I recruit? I can. Good. We will recruit with Lokhir here. And we'll move around, I think, to Mangrove Coast. And take that, since it's part of our province. And then from there, we'll probably try and take the main settlement from Skaven before we try and attack Teclis. We're not actually at war with Teclis at the start here, so no need to force the issue just yet. Well, one thing we can do as the Dark Elves is get the Sword of Cain, so that would be fun to do at some point. But for now, we'll move on to the next turn. I'm going to want to get out of this attrition next turn, that's for sure. Teclis once again. Wow, look at that. Just jumping up. Must just be recruiting 4 units a turn, I would assume. The marks of the old one's going to be pretty vulnerable to anyone we're at war with. Maybe the Clanfesta army further up might come down and attack, which would be irritating, but one way to get more slaves at least. We're also going to have to keep an eye on our public order, because the rebellion is going to pop up at Chupayotl. We do not want to lose that settlement, since it's a gold producing settlement. We're actually probably going to have to go there this turn.
Make land.
Be ready for that the turn after next. Let's just keep recruiting Corsairs, be ready for the rebellion, kill the rebellion, take more slaves, and then go from there. What we're going to have to do. Unfortunate, but there we go. One thing we might have been able to do actually is keep the conscription halls in the marks of the old one and then build the first section of the gold mining pit here. I mean, it might be better to do that anyway, for now. We get loads of extra income that way. We can always build the conscription halls later, because we don't need any more dark shards for now. Straight on to the next turn again. Oh, Order of Law Masters. Where are they going? They've left the Star Tower. Getting awfully close to the Chupayotl. Not a fan of that. Not a fan at all. However, it does make me think maybe I want to attack the Star Tower. Because if we do that, then Teclis' army will start taking attrition, since he will have lost his last settlement. I actually didn't realise that Teclis started at the Star Tower on the Mortal Empires. Pretty sure he has his islands over on the other side of Lustria. But I think on the Mortal Empires map, the edge of the map stops that from being the case. Yeah. Okay, so Headhunter's Jungle is going to rebel. So as much as I would love to attack Teclis, I think it's probably better if we just play it cool, get on land, force a rebellion, and kill it. Grab the last couple Corsairs there. I'm actually kind of tempted to get another Black Ark Corsair with Hambos. But, nah, that's fine for now. Actually, let's move the army first. We'll move the Black Ark Corsair. Or Black Ark. On its own. Just the Black Ark. They can't attack coastal settlements, can they? No. They can only attack other naval armies. Which kind of makes them a bit awkward to use, honestly. It can, in fact, be upgraded at the moment, which could be an idea. We're going to build the gold mining pit here. Okay. I don't have enough if I do that though to recruit the Corsairs, so I'm going to do that first. Alright, research available. Let's go towards the chartered piracy first, since we've already maxed out the army with Black Ark Corsairs. Would have been nice to have those extra recruit ranks, but I'm sure we'll catch them up in due time. Okay. Let's end the turn. So the rebellion should pop up at Chupi Atoll. There it is. Necklace. Going to be heading back. Okay. So maybe he was having a sniff around Chupi Atoll, since I moved my army out of the settlement. But the key here will just be auto-resolve twice against the rebellion to kill it. And that will give us a bunch of experience, a bunch of slaves, and then we can go and take the other settlement in the province.
You must expect the hospitality of Karandkar.
And they would like a peace treaty. I mean, that might be fine for now. Sure, why not? As long as they don't own that other settlement, I don't really care. Stops them from coming down from the north and attacking our settlement that we just took. I do want to wipe them out ASAP, of course, because this is a world domination. The faster you kill individual factions, the better. We've got to get ourselves a province first before we do anything crazy. We're already dealing with our first rebellion. And I bet you, if I kill the rebellion now, it's probably going to just rebel again next turn. Oh, did that destroy it in one go? That's unfortunate. I would have preferred if that wasn't the case. Right, let's just jump on the water.
Onwards, crew.
And we'll attack Mangrove Coast next turn. We're still getting decent replenishment because we're in the radius of the Black Ark. Lokhir's leveled up, which is nice. You can get Infamous Raider, which is extra income from raiding, looting settlements, and sacking settlements. That's not bad. And the Dreaded Slave is also relatively useful. Then we can go towards Casualty Replenishment Rate and the Elven Healing, which is also nice, and minus upkeep for units. His mount is Maelstrom. This terrifying black dragon, Fellheart's favourite mount, belches noxious fumes in place of fire as it carries the Kraken Lord to battle. I'm pretty sure most black dragons use noxious fumes as opposed to flames. Now, probably worth getting Inspiring Presence. Yeah, we'll attack Mangrove Coast, although it might just be a treasure here, a place that we can just take. I will make Darkhold upgrade, and that's pretty much everything. Okay. We're not recruiting, are we? So no need for this to be in the Dread expansion. Although by being in the Dread expansion, that does give us the extra casualty replenishment rate. So let's just leave it as it is. It's not like the Black Ark's under threat. He says, as the Order of Lawmasters is like, hey yo, I'm gonna declare war on you to kill your Black Ark for the lols. Oh, Teclis.
Every skull that decorates this deck adds to my legend. Why should I not?
Non-aggression pact? No, thank you. Do we attack Teclis? It is so damn tempting. He's out of his settlement. We attack him now. I think we even get reinforced by our Black Ark, so we'll have an extra couple units on top of his. Be a nice open field battle. We can just overwhelm his forces. But he will have the magic on us. Can't remember what spells Teclis starts with, but it's probably something pretty annoying.
My infinite knowledge is yours.
He does have an Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower that will do a lot of damage. He's got the Great Eagle.
I command.
The Great Eagle, I believe, is better than the Feral Manticore, so
Teclis,
that's going to be kind of
High
awkward.
Lawmaster.
Extra melee attack and melee defense, definitely better in that front,
Next tide.
but it does have worse weapon damage. We've got better armor.
There's no limit to my
No.
power.
Sacrifices to
doesn't.
Mathlan.
Interesting.
Bring fire and terror.
Such a tempting attack to make.
Master of the White Tower.
Aboard the Tower of Blessed Dread.
Do we do it?
Red Blaze.
Let's do it.
The Kraken Lord fights.
He's not going to be able to run away.
So many sacrifices to Mathlan.
These Swordmasters of Hoeth are going to have to go. He's got what? Fireball, Flock of Doom, ooh, gross. Enfeebling Foe, and she has the Awakening of the Woods. So we're going to have to just make sure we don't clump up too much, and we should be okay. Let's jump on him.
Plunder.
We're also going to have to make sure that I stick on top of those archers ASAP. I might go so far as to just turn off guard on all my units so that we continuously chase them down, because that's going to be incredibly important. We can have the Manticore go for Teclis, but I'm not sure if the Great Eagle is going to end up being on top of us, which would be kind of annoying. Now, there isn't necessarily a rush. They do have the Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower,
Lokhir Fellheart.
but we'll just stay spread out for now. Look at that sea monster out there. Very cool. Alright, let's get the rest of our units in here.
Bloody murder!
We do have ourselves an extra Dread Lord, which has joined us. Sword and crossbow. He does have a decent amount of missile damage, so we can have him target either the Great Eagle or the Mage, or like Teclis, for example. One of the two. Either way, we are of course going to have our Corsairs all in one group.
Corsairs! Merciless warriors!
Okay, let's just put these in group one as well.
Bleak swords!
Okay, interesting. I wonder if I place this, will they dodge it? I wonder. Let's do the magical lightning one. I just kind of took it to the face. It didn't move quick enough, at least. It did move. It may be worth doing more of that if they don't move. Because the concentration of the spear units is pretty high. Is that going to force them to come towards me? Looks like it is. I'm not a fan of that. I mean, that's a good thing because at least we don't have to fight uphill.
Onwards to murder!
But the key will be
Corsair handbows!
flanking, getting on to their archers,
Taruki!
all that good stuff.
Moving out!
We did a nice amount of damage on those spearmen with that bolt, which was nice.
We are ready!
Right, I might actually have a separate group that moves around this left side.
Druki forward! Dealers in
And these guys can just charge down. We probably shouldn't move that preemptively.
Corsairs! My blade hungers!
Although I think now's fine. Better time than any.
Forward!
Right, let's move up.
Tyrant! Corsair handbows!
Okay. And we're going to want to just charge their front line ASAP, because we don't want to be hit by these archers for too long. Gonna be pretty gross. Nice waste of their ammunition there, that's what we like to see.
Orders! The merciless
Oh,
host!
no, we don't want to tell them to run away.
Make them bleed!
Right, I'm going to have a Manticore attack that, we'll shoot that as well. Great. We've actually bunched them up quite nicely.
The merciless host! Die, weaklings! The merciless host!
Right, and if we're chasing the archers, they're not going to be shooting at us, which is the main thing. Right, let's bring down the bombs. Wonderful.
Glorious destruction!
Great, turn off that there.
Moving out.
Keep moving around the flank with all of our troops. Keep chasing down those archers. I'm going to have these bleak swords actually just go straight into the Eagle Claw Bolt Thrower.
Dread spears!
Fantastic. Right, we've been busy shooting the
Dark elves!
Great Eagle, I hope.
Eager for battle!
I dare! Agreed!
Right, we've got to find Teclis and start singling him out.
Dread spears!
Ooh, that's the Swordmaster of Hoeth.
Onward!
Okay.
Dark shard!
Alright, let's start piling our arrows into their melee forces.
Glorious destruction! Corsairs! Onwards to murder! Corsair handbows!
Right, we're going to want to charge their archers as well with the Black Ark Corsairs.
Eager for battle!
Right, we're definitely going to want to focus on the Swordmaster of Hoeth with a bunch of units. And where is Lokhir? He should be focusing on Teclis.
The Kraken fight!
Corsair handbows!
Okay, we are doing a pretty damn decent job here. I just need to make sure that I'm on top of those archers. We should have Murderous Prowess soon.
Corsair handbows! Corsairs! Cold-blooded killers! The merciless host!
Behold the Kraken hell!
Ooh, the Great Eagle's nearly dead.
Suffer!
Kill it. There we go, it's dead.
Feel my wrath! Yes!
Eager for battle.
Right, so we caught up to the archers there.
Corsairs!
We'll be able to engage those and kill them.
Destroy!
Very good.
Corsairs!
Attack those
Orders
archers.
understood.
Keep chasing them down. Keep chasing them down.
Murder awaits. With pleasure. Hack! Cut!
Dark shards!
One of my units got wiped out. Which unit was that?
Moving
Not even sure.
out. Slaughter them!
Anyway, let's make sure he's attacking someone, because currently he is not.
Dealers
I may as well be chasing these guys down. We've absolutely annihilated the archers back there. Very good. Keep chasing all these fellas. Just got to keep on top of them, because the great thing about the Corsair handbows actually is that they can shoot on the move whilst the archers can't. So that's one thing we can take advantage of here. Usually I absolutely hate the handbows, but against other elven factions they're actually pretty damn decent. I'm just going to focus down the mage here.
Corsairs! Nagarothi! Advance, Brookie! Corsairs!
That's it, that's army losses.
Withdraw!
Lokhir Fellheart!
We want to do as much damage as possible, although potentially we just destroy the army because it's on the water.
Corsairs!
Not sure how the rules work these days with the new island battles. But I will chase them down just in case. Won't take too long.
Battle ready!
Lokhir Fellheart!
Now we killed the mage, that's a start.
Kill everything! Corsairs! Forward!
I'm not sure we're going to catch up to Teclis. We can give it a go. I mean, if anything, we can just kill off the Swordmasters of Hoeth, actually, because we can catch up to them, apparently. We didn't even use all of the abilities from the Black Ark. That was a relatively decisive victory. I mean, some of these Black Ark Corsairs, I think maybe we lost a few of those. But overall, yeah, that was very good for us, because we have more than enough to go and attack his settlement if his army is destroyed. And that will deal with the Order of Lawmasters straight away. So I was hoping something like this would be able to happen, where we can wipe out one of the major factions early on.
My slave decks are full.
I guess we'll just take Enslave, and yeah, they're just straight up dead. The Winds of Magic Power Reserve, plus 10 for his army. Great. Now we're going to just move towards the Star Tower. Take that next turn.
Such slaughter awaits. Your plans are foolish.
And we'll go back into Dread Expansion so that he can get that replenishment. And he's going to need to recruit another unit. So we'll grab another Black Ark Corsair. Okay. And he's leveled up. So probably best to get Sadistic, which will give him the extra armor-piercing damage, charge bonus, and melee attack. Some pretty decent stats. Unless we just want to go straight towards the bonuses to our Black Ark Corsairs and Dark Shard units. Because this does give eventually extra 8 melee attack and defense to Black Ark Corsairs, which is not too bad. I will always have at least some Black Ark Corsairs in his army. I don't actually see many other bonuses to Black Ark Corsairs across the board. Actually, there's some. Yep, Corsair Noble. That's another plus 8 melee attack. Pretty damn nice. Let's go for Sadistic for now. Give him those stats to make him a little bit stronger. And even better in duels. So, in the next turn we can attack the Star Tower. Take that for ourselves. And wipe out one of the factions that we need to in order to get the victory conditions. We are going to have to zoom back to Chupayotol, since there is a rebellion going to occur here, but I'm not really sure how we're going to deal with that. We can't actually turn off tax, so how do I deal with that? Maybe I'll have to have another army pop up in order to deal with that in the short term. Who knows? Either way, unfortunately guys, it has been my time. I'm going to leave it here. We've already killed 1 rebellion. We've taken 1 settlement. We're hopefully going to take the Star Tower from the elves, but I'm pretty sure we're going to end up losing Tubiatol to the rebellion. We'll just have to go take it back afterwards, because there's no way that I can kind of deal with that. I have to take the opportunity to wipe out the Order of Lawmasters. I just have to. Either way, that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.